The making of an orphan. Look, children are an inheritance from Yahweh. The fruit of the womb is the reward. Psalms 127, verse 3. Making of an orphan. It is a tragedy when a child loses their parents. The relationship between parent and child is irreplaceable, and the trauma of why the parents are gone will leave an everlasting scar for those kids. Growing up was an uphill battle for all of us, but the path of the orphan is even steeper. Longer, with cliffs and boulders and hazards around. Most of these orphans have some form of extended family to attempt to recreate that lost parental role. While not ideal or perfect, it's far better than the damage and injustice placed on the children whose parents are still living, but are made orphans through heinous acts. 1 in 10 children will experience contact sexual abuse in the United States before the age of 18. 1 in 10 before the age of 18. In more than half of these cases, that sexual contact abuse occurred before the age of 12 years old. These children are orphans not because their parents died or they were taken into alternative care, but because their childhoods have been ripped away from them in an act of horrific, disgusting, unthinkable sin. 42% of girls experience their first completed rape before the age of 18. That breaks down to 30% of girls who were 11 to 17 years old and 12% who were under 10. 25% of boys experience their first rape under the age of 10 years old. They won't know innocence. It was taken from them. They're not going to have a childhood. And in almost 93% of these cases, the child knows the person that committed the abuse. In fact, 47% of abusers are family. 47% are family. And up to 25% of abusers are known reoffenders. 88% of those offenders are male. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it is better for him that a millstone be hung around his neck and that he be drowned in the depths of the sea. Messiah in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 6. These perpetrators are dead, according to the scriptures. These children are left broken, and the state, our government, is only concerned with recuperation of that immediate trauma, not with the expense and burden of future years of safe and righteous upbringing. Left without a proper covering and forced to face their torment with no hope, childhood victims of sexual abuse have a much higher rate of becoming abusers themselves. Kaleb House seeks to correct this by providing a biblical covering to widows and orphans and breaking generational curses, raising children up in the way that they should go so they do not depart from it when they are older. Kaleb House is one of our 501c3s, one of two. Rescue and restore the least of these. And the offenders, once somebody has passed the age of accountability and they know what they are doing is wrong, but they do it anyway, we make sure that bad things happen to bad people. Learn to do good, seek justice, correct oppression, bring justice to the fatherless, plead the widow's cause. Isaiah 1:17. 90% of all dollars that are raised and spent in the United States of America for anti-human trafficking are spent on awareness. 90%. Well, I think most of us are aware that there is a problem. My question is, what are you going to do about it? 10% of all the funding in the country is spent doing something about it. And everybody likes to focus on the rescue portion. That's the sexy portion. Let's throw in our plate carriers and our rifles and stack up on this door, bang the door, go in, rescue the kids, arrest the bad guys. What do you do after that? 83,000 children per month go missing in the United States of America, and there are only 420 DHS sanctioned beds in the entire United States. 420. Juvenile human trafficking survivors. This is why we're building Kaleb House. We have to have a place to bring these kiddos, to break these generational curses, to put them back together again, to raise them up in the way that they should go so they do not depart from it when they are older. It is the work of a lifetime, and it is physically and emotionally and mentally and spiritually exhausting, very lonely most of the time. I would love it. I would be deeply appreciative if you would join us in building Kaleb House. Visit grindstoneministries.com to learn more, or to donate if the Spirit moves you to donate. We need to raise $1.5 million to build this facility. Can't do it without your help. One in 10 children experience contact sexual abuse in the United States before the age of 18. 1 in 10. More than half of those children will be the age of 12 or under when that happens. 42% of girls experience their first completed rape under the age of 18. 30% of those girls were ages 11 to 17. 12% were 10 or younger. 10 or younger? 25% of boys experience their first rape at the age of 10 or younger. In 93% of these cases, the child knows the person who committed the abuse. %47% of abusers are family, and up to 25% of abusers are known reoffenders. 88% of those are male. We're not building a house, building a future for these kids outside of ownership by some state-run program, outside of literally being locked in a cage and treated like livestock for sick pedophiles, outside of a lifetime of desperation and depression and suicidal thoughts, building a future. Breaking generational curses one kiddo at a time. I need your help to do that. Please share this with somebody that you think needs to see it. And visit grindstoneministries.com if you want to get involved. I appreciate y'all very much. Have a blessed day. Shalom.